Let's take you outside and take a look. There's Mount Hood. And a couple things happening here. The air quality, there is smoke, but you're seeing dust getting blown up on the mountain too because it's windy up there. So it's a pretty dramatic look. 61 degrees, really dry air, and the wind gate's not working properly up on the mountain right now. Portland 89, just missing 90, which is not a bad thing. 89 in McMinnville, but Aurora was 91. 90s all the way down to Medford where it was in the triple digits. And look at the 90s on the coast. From Tillamook south, everybody in the 90s. That's because of the offshore winds. Much cooler in eastern Oregon. You know we're getting into the cool season when that starts to happen. When it's the west side of the state, that's the hot side of the state. Boy, that Cedar Creek fire is just pumping smoke out to sea, clear across Eugene and the valley, out over the coast. This is why we're going to get smokier tomorrow. That's going to shift. The south winds are going to push it north, so we're going to begin to get contributions from that. Right now, our smoke has been coming from the north. This fire south of Mount Rainier, that's Mount Rainier, the glaciers and snow showing up well. That's the Goat Rocks fire, and the smoke now getting pushed off to the east. Then there's the Pasayten complex and the Chilliwack fire up in the North Cascades. All of that got pushed south last night, and then other fires in eastern Oregon and Washington. That's where our smoke has been coming from, and it's been very, very elevated. But we are the moderate category with our air quality. Nothing, though, in the orange or reds, which is good to see. Okay, let's check out the winds right now. Easterly at Hillsborough, 22. Same at Troutdale. Portland, 28. And those winds bend around out of the east and come out of the north down the Willamette Valley. If you are going to Eugene tomorrow for the duck season opener, it's going to be hot and it's going to be hazy. So make sure you have, obviously, sunscreen, but even more importantly, hydrate and something to keep the sun off you and just take it easy down there because it's going to be smoky. Our wind forecast, see the peak gusts in the 30-mile-an-hour range, 30 to 35 right until about 3 a.m., which is when they should begin to diminish. And the graphical format of that shows the winds. Now notice how this area of color, and the color corresponds 30, 40, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Notice how that area of color shrinks. And by Saturday morning, it's confined largely to the gorge and areas downwind of the gorge. And then it just is the gorge just barely. That's not very strong wind at all. So by late Saturday night and Sunday, we're out of it. And we'll go back to some better weather. And the air will begin to get better, too. But right now, there's really nothing coming at us. We had a disturbance move down into Montana. The cool, dry air following that is what's fueling this east wind. Now, we're not the only place on the West Coast dealing with extreme weather, but it's the other extreme in Southern California. This used to be a hurricane. It's now a tropical storm, and its name is Kay. They've already had 2 to 4 inches of rain across parts of Southern California. San Diego, Palm Springs, all getting rain. Meanwhile, still near 100 in LA, at least before that rain band moved on in. So they've had flash flood issues there. They're getting some much needed rain, but pretty bizarre. I mean, they haven't had a tropical storm in California like this since 1998 when Nora moved north. That one, by the way, brought rain to Oregon too. It was no longer a tropical storm, but Nora, the last time we had a tropical system hit California like this, there's only been 4 in the last 25 or 30 years. Okay, you look at the futurecast here, you can see the clouds pushing north on Sunday, and there's even a chance of some drizzle on Monday morning in the valleys. And by then, the winds will be over and we'll be in much better shape. If you are looking for some rain, like some real rain, like real fall rain, well, we got to go way out in the modeling, clear out to the end of the run to September 19th. That could be our first big fall rain. I know it's not technically fall at that point, but hopefully that'll come to pass. 88 right now. Freezing level up over 16,000 feet. Warm night, too, only dropping to 69 for the morning low, then 94 tomorrow, 88 Sunday. And after Monday, our highs are in the 70s and the smoke will be gone. And we will be back after.